the tide for this defense.
They're just marching it and already threatening in the red zone. It's 1st and 10. Going for it all. To the end zone, and it's picked off. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
They'll move the wide receiver. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
Looking for a man. It's Banks. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
Well, it was a good throw. It was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmys and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete.
And that looked like that was going to be a big play, running the drag route. The big fella, if he's able to catch that football, man, he's turning up the sideline and getting huge yardage.
Handoff from the shotgun. Fights off the defender.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
And the Panthers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. This is a designed run. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. On 4th down, looking for the completion. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Takes it the other way.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Guys, let's see what adjustments this San Diego State offense has made this time. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. For this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership, come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands. Let's think just a little bit about San Diego State. We have a new #1 team in the nation this week. Guys, they've made it to the mountaintop, and usually that just means now everybody's shooting at you.
I think a lot of people are waiting to see is how they wear this #1. If they change it all moving forward.
Touchdown, San Diego State! Snagged in the end zone to give them 6. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability at that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive thing.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. They'll go to the counter play. May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets them out to the 25-yard line.
I love the play call there, and I love the run for a variety of reasons. Obviously, you're trying to settle your quarterback down after throwing 2 picks in the last 2 drives, but also you're able to generate a really nice game for this offense and make second and short so much easier, so much more manageable. It just allows your quarterback, too, to take a breath and exhale.
Now they'll try the right side. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Pitt right back to the line.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. He might want another play. Looking to throw, it's Banks. Throws for the tight end. On target over the middle.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Just feeds the running back. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Panthers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Off the bootleg and rolling out. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Got him downfield. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to 27. Pittsburgh going to work with a fresh set of downs.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
And the QB just makes it look easy. Drop back, surveys the field, makes the correct decision, throws the ball where his receiver can catch it, doesn't put it in harm's way. That's a really good quarterback making it look easy.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. And it's caught! Touchdown, Pitt!
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing in the hands because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll start this drive from the 18-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. Looking for a huge play. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on 1st down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
One final play before the end of the quarter. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Stands in and takes the hit. Snags it down the right side. They finally make the stop, but what a way to end this 1st quarter after that fantastic play. They fought to a standstill in the 1st. Let's see who gets the edge early in the 2nd. First play of the period, first down here. Defense loves to show heat and try to confuse the quarterback. Here's the handoff. Brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Aztecs can really attack on this second and short. Back to pass. Pocket breaking down. Caught near the sticks. It's Valentine. He's pushed out of bounds at the 22. And the Aztecs are on the move. To the air on first down. Here's the pressure. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
Well, the offense has made it known on this drive. They're trying to throw the football. They're going to let this quarterback go to work. The defense does a great job winning up front. They get the sack to try to slow this momentum down.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to fire. Fires toward the end zone. Fires into traffic. Intercepted. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass.
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
Dropping back, it's Banks. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And that is interception number 3 on the day. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And if you're the quarterback, you might want to stop throwing that guy's way. I mean, you knew coming into this game, David, he's one of the best corners in the entire country. He's already been picked off twice now. He is literally living in this quarterback's head rent-free.
And so nice to have a guy like this that can cut off half the field, because now you can put resources elsewhere. He's proven if you try me, bad things are going to happen.
And the sudden change situation even more difficult for this defense facing a first and goal. Snagged out of the air. Touchdown Aztecs. Made the grab and took it on in for the score. The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7.
Boys, just 90 miles separate Baylor and TCU. Let's find out how much they're separated on the scoreboard. TCU looked less like a pack of frogs and more like a group of road warriors in a solid victory. This team almost always plays tough in front of its home fans, and today they found a way outside of Carter Stadium. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Wants to go up top on first down. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. Touchdown, San Diego State. How about this defense taking one back to the house?
And they come up with a huge pick 6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
And he's not going to take the touchback. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it'll be hard to stop.
Bringing the heat. And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback. He'll try to take it back. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown Aztecs. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. Working on the right. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
He's got his man. They're working their way toward midfield. He's out of bounds at the 46. The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking for a man. It's Banks. Throws to the tight end. And it's another interception as his assault on the record book continues. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48. The Aztecs offense ready to go back to work. Going right to work up top. Finds his man. It's Valentine.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times they'll dance and make even bigger plays than they did here, but it was still a positive game.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Time to take a shot. Got it in stride inside the 20. How about this senior picking up some yardage and making a nice play on that one?
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half for the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
Hauls it in. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. He wants to throw it again. Caught. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now, having given up multiple first downs on this drive. Somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
They want to throw it. Touchdown, San Diego State! And they take it in for 6 more points. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, and this quarterback didn't have anybody open. Didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he's going to bring this one out. He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Looking to pass. It's Banks. Unloads to the wideout. Complete in the middle. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
It's way too early in the game to say this is a must score. But, man, you've dug yourself an early hole, and this offense needs to capitalize. You're not getting the football after the half, so create some momentum now while you can.
Complete to the left. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
Looking downfield on first down. Soft spot in the middle. This freshman quarterback is slinging it out there to pick up that first down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. It's complete on the right side. He's forced out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4, and they save the touchdown, at least for now. And this is a really important series of plays, a chance to cut into the lead just before halftime. They'll use the running game on first and goal. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Pittsburgh!
And they didn't start this first half the way you wanted to, but at least they're ending on a positive note. At least they're saying, guys, we put a drive together. We scored. We need some plays to go our way, but the offense has got some positive momentum, and that is a great thing going into the half.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in Conference USA. The home team is just getting blown off the field right now, and at this rate, I'm not sure it won't get worse. Louisiana Tech has found something today. Now, I don't know if this is sustainable, but this is what this team is capable of, that's for sure. They're trailing by 18.
He'll take a deep shot here. And it's picked off for the third time today. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And what a great moment for that young man right there. That's his first career interception in college football. He's a guy that's worked so hard. He wanted to make an impact for his defense this year. And
breaks into the open. He's down to the 38-yard line, and they can stop the clock. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. You open a drive like that, and you've got some operating room. It's first down from the 38. Dropping back, it's Banks. Fires to the wideout. Caught over the middle. It's Richard. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory. The offense setting up shop at the 46, first and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
Are you kidding me? Lucky number 7. He's got 7 interceptions on the season, consistently around the ball. High IQ, breaks on the football great. This guy just makes play after play after play.
It's complete to the left. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You can tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Going to take a shot on second and short. From the comfort of the pocket, he fires it to the right. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. They'll try to get it through the air. He's not afraid to go deep. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. Pitt will try to boot this thing deep to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. San Diego State takes over as the offense is ready to go to work. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead. Oh, he's got some space. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead. And you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here. And I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
The Aztecs with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Back to pass. Scrambling away. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
Well, I think you're starting to see some examples of why this guy is inexperienced in a freshman quarterback, right? Obviously, he's thrown a couple picks earlier in the game. That scramble right there, he's got to get down. He's got to take care of himself and slide. Great job, nice athleticism, good decision to take off scrambling and help his offense, but you really are seeing his inexperience shine through here in this game.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Pulls it and fires to the left. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
And offenses nowadays, they're really just counting numbers. How many guys do you have out wide? How many guys do I have out wide? If I have enough guys to block your guys, boom, it's just built into the offense. Pitch, catch, let me get a few yards.
Finds a man in the middle. Touchdown, Aztecs! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
How about the day for this young fella? 3 receiving touchdowns. Hey, defense, that guy's good. We might want to do something about it. Let's send 2 at him. Let's send 3 at him. We can't let this guy continue to beat us time and time again.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. Motion from the wideout. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Off the play fake on first down. Fires downfield. Got his man. And tackled there by the defense. Pitt pushing the pace. To the air, it's Banks. Got his man. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. New set of downs after the completion.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion.
Catch inside the 25. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Panthers.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. looking for those open spaces and opportunity. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Guys, we're about to get another look at this San Diego State offense. They still have a cushion, but you don't want to feed that hope with unproductive drives. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Rushes on him. Trying to make magic on the scramble. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself?
This is the most annoying thing in the world for a defense, is when you start to play all these plays and all these pass concepts and routes, and then you let the quarterback get outside the pocket, and he takes off, and he gets a first down. Like, so much to defend. That is the hardest thing to defend, because you don't know where it's going to happen on the field and when it's going to happen.
It doesn't matter what run play you have called, if you're running it inside or outside. If the defense gets penetration, everything's done. And you saw it on that play right there. Great job by the dude.
And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. They're facing a 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Wants to go up top. Looking to the big tight end. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Fires left. And they almost had another one. Rare is the occasion when you're happy to see 4th down, but it's better than throwing another pick. And the Aztecs will send out the punt unit. He ought to be able to use his first punt to pin him deep. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. To the air, it's Banks. Throws for the tight end. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Well, they're trying to get the big fella the football in the passing game, but they haven't been able to do that yet. He is a really nice target with his size and his athleticism, but him and the QB, they just don't seem to be on the same page right now.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He'll take the deep shot.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the 1st down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. Pitt will line up to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. They boot it away on 4th down. He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. They'll start this drive at their own 48. Here's the give off the left side. There he goes. And they make the tackle, but it'll be enough for a first down, and we'll see if they get another playoff here in the third. That'll do it for the quarter, guys, and San Diego State is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Might as well give it to him again. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time. Blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
The play action fake. Zings it complete to the right. Across the 25. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down. Good job by the receiver there not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. He's got it again. He just kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Aztecs have it in scoring position on first and goal. He's got him. Touchdown, San Diego State. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. That score pushes this out to a comfortable margin, and they are oh so close to a 10-game winning streak.
Salt into wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and give me another touchdown.
Looks like he's going to bring it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he's stopped at the 14. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Pittsburgh offense is back on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Wow. Another broken tackle. He now has 61 yards on the ground, and that magical 1,000-yard mark is oh so close. And the Panthers in a good spot here with second and short. Motion from the wide receiver. They'll give it to the back. He is going nowhere. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
And that's how you respond as a defense, man. You give up 9 yards on first down. Second down, man, they bring some pressure. They are in the backfield fast, and they make the tackle for a loss and completely flip the script. Almost a guaranteed first down on second down, and now maybe even put them in a passing situation on third down.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Converts on fourth down. Still going. Has plenty for the first down, and they stop him at the 28.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that fourth down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here, because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
They're dealing with a second and long. Dropping back, it's Banks. Buys a little extra time. He's open on the right. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line. Really good job when this play went off script, and that's the job of a tight end. Find the soft spot and stay in the quarterback's field of vision.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating to play this kind of style of quarterback. That's always going to extend the play, make it harder on you as a defense. You got to guard longer in the back end and just did a nice job getting outside.
Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. That football must be riveted to your rib cage. How can you let it go? At least they fell on it.
That is a nice break for the offense. Man, those are plays that you don't think about down the road, but those are turnovers. If they just bounce a little bit in the direction of the defense, you're so jacked up.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He stopped, not much on the return, but a whole lot in getting the football.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
Offense has a huge lead right now in the fourth quarter, and they're just going to run this football to try to ice the game, being more dominant, being more physical at the point of attack.
Right back to the well. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and leading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
He'll try to do it himself. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Now facing a 3rd and long. Wide receiver comes in motion. Trying play action. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Aztecs will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Can't hang on, he muffs it. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. So the first play of the drive starting here from the 45. Looking to throw, it's Banks. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Catch in the middle, it's Richard.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
Pitt coming to the line after getting another 1st down. Here we go. The offense changing the play. Looking to throw on 1st down. Finds a tight end. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal. And Jesse, there's a huge mountain to climb here, but you might as well start with a chunk play.
Well, you got to start somewhere, Reese. It's been tough going for this offense all game long. They find themselves in a hole, but I love the aggressive nature. Keep taking shots. Keep trying to claw your way back.
Touchdown, Panther! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Yeah, and listen, that is awesome to see the guys continue to fight, continue to keep competing, because this game is over. Like, we don't need to fool y'all. We're not trying to get y'all to stick around and improve ratings. Like, the game's over, but you're continuing to fight. You powered in for the touchdown, and show your kids that we're going to always fight no matter what the score is.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Florida Atlantic Atlantic was able to come away with a hard-fought victory in Boca. It wasn't one coaches will point to the rest of the way as a perfect 60 minutes of ball, but it is a step in the right direction. One game, I know, fellas, but this could be one to circle when we consider the big picture there in the Sun Belt.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. The Pitt offense back on the field and ready to roll. This has been a really disappointing performance, David. No question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, you're talking about.
Get you some of that. And with that completion, now he's over 400 yards on the day. That's a really, really good game for this quarterback. He's been almost flawless.
Back to pass, it's Banks. Fires to the tight end. Turning it on. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business for the first and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. Looking to throw on first down. He wants it all. Big fella moving. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Second down, they'll go to the air. Floating away. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Pitt.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
And he tacks on the extra point. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. We've got a timeout from the kicking team. They're definitely up against it. Time running out, down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
The defense still has a couple of timeouts at its disposal, but down a couple of possessions, the offense will take a knee. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics, they're going to roll this game tape back to show both offenses.
Dial it up and let it run. I mean, that's essentially what we saw in this game. It didn't matter what either offensive coordinator was calling. Everything seemed to work through throwing the football in the intermediate passing game, the RPOs, the run game, David. This was just clinical offensive football.
And offenses have evolved so much. They can do so many different things, and they know how to use their playmakers, get speed and space, make those big plays. So that's why offenses are ahead of defenses in this game.